Hello, so I've done a bookshelf tour before, but I thought I would do another one today because I rarely get the house to myself. I usually can't film in this room because there's usually people around, so I thought I would do another quick little tapping video on my bookshelves down here. So yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it. Starting on this top shelf, I have a couple trinkets. These are bookmarks that I have from various places, and then this is a little gothic romance tin that I got in a book box. Not sure which book box, but I've had it for quite some time. I think it's a Lumicrate. And then just to address the other trinkets, I have some Addie LaRue little art pieces that I got in, again, various book boxes. And this is an Addie LaRue candle and a little pouch, which I think has stickers in it. So those are just the trinkets on the shelf. Yeah, so those are the trinkets in this shelf. Now on to the books. I probably won't point out every single one, but let me put this down here for now. These are just some books that are on my TBR. Maybe I'll point out which books I've read and which ones I haven't. So I have not read any of these. I have read Fangirl. This is an old classic, if you know it. This is a special edition, I think, that came out a couple years ago, maybe. Sprayed pages. This was just a good book for me to read during college. Like, if you're an introverted freshman in college, this book will understand you. I have not read any of these. These are the special, I think, Waterstones or UK editions of Shatter Me and Unravel Me. They're really pretty. And I read the series back when it first came out. I know it's kind of blown up online recently. Well, I say recently, probably like during the pandemic. But I am a trilogy truther. I love the first 3 books. It was initially a trilogy, and then she continued on with the series, and I tried to read the rest, but I just could not get into it. There was a lot of like retconning that I didn't enjoy, but if you do love the whole series, I say more power to you. Move this out of the way too. I have not read any of these yet. Except I have read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. These are all of my like special edition UK versions. I think there's like a Waterstones, a Forbidden Planet, and an Illumicrate edition, and then this is the anniversary edition. And then these are the Alcrate editions of Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. This series changed my life back in 2015. I actually got to go to the launch party for Six of Crows and meet Leigh Bardugo. This book is just very special to me. And these editions are really pretty. So, yeah, that's that first shelf, and then I will go down, move this guy back up. So these are more books that I haven't read, but I have been collecting. This doesn't actually belong here. It's the sequel to a different book. I just ran out of bookshelf space, so this is where it goes for now. These are the Red Rising series. I have not read that series yet, but I'm excited to get to them one day. Back here underneath this wing is the Kroll Prince special edition. And then this, I'm gonna be careful with this one, but this is the Lit Joy Six of Crows special editions. They have, there's a, you can't see it, but there's like a top part that can pop up and it says the Crow Club on it. I just don't have the bookshelf space to have it show, but these are magnetic little slip cases, and here are the editions. Six of Crows changed my life back in the day, so like this series is very special to me, so I do like to collect multiple editions of it. These are the Lit Joy editions of The Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. This is an older series that I read actually recently, I think last year sometime, and they were so good. I really loved them. Laini Taylor in general just is a beautiful writer. So these are my broken binding editions of the Bone Season and the Mime Order. The rest are on the way. I actually have the original collector's hardcovers of these that I'm very sad that they're not making anymore, but I read the first 3 books in this series. I think it's supposed to be like 7 books in total. I can't remember. But I need to read the 4th one because I know the 5th one is coming out next year sometime. So, but these are really pretty editions. Like the broken binding just has beautiful spread edges. 2 copies of Feybound. I have not read this book yet, but I'm excited to get to it. And then Spice Road. I think the sequel to this is also coming out soon. I have not read it. I need to. And then this is just a spoon that I got. I can't remember where I got it. I think I got it from my grandmother, maybe? Honestly, the sad thing is I can't remember what I get from book boxes and what I get like from family anymore, because it all looks like old silverware. I think this is from my grandmother. I could be wrong. So that's that second shelf. And then we move down, and these are mostly just special editions. This is a series that I think Illumicrate did that I really want to read. It's like older young adult high fantasy, which I love. I love like 2000s fantasy. It's very much my style. And these editions are really pretty. They have like sprayed colors on the pages. This is the Kiss of Deception, the Remnant Chronicles by Mary E. Pearson, and then these are the duology that she wrote after that. I have read these. I actually read all of these this year and really enjoyed it. Not favorites, but a solid series. And I'm sure you've seen these. I am scared to tap on these. This is the Lit Joy edition of the Kroll Prince series, or the Folk of the Air. And they're actually doing editions like these for the duology. I think it's the Stolen Air. So I did order that. These are just really pretty editions. And then on top I just have some like little knickknacks related to the series. This is a Goldsboro series that I don't know why I invest in these, but I did. I've never heard of them before, but then I looked them up on Goodreads and they sounded really good, so it was a spur of the moment decision. And then kind of standing out here, just The Emperor and the Endless Palace. I really want to read this. I've heard really good things, and it's up my alley, so I'm very excited to read this at some point. Onto the next shelf. I'm going to try to go a little faster because this is going to take actually forever. Here is my TXT Moabong container that I just don't know where else to put. I am definitely a Moa if you are into K-pop. I love TXT so much. I've seen them in concert quite a few times. But back to the books. These are just some adult fantasy that I am looking forward to reading. Some special editions here for sure. I think these are Goldsboro. A few of these are Illumicrate, I think, and this is The Broken Binding again. Ooh, The Adventures of Amina El-Sarafi. Very excited for this book. And then these are some classic fantasy. You know, you've got Name of the Wind, Eliza Block Lamora. And then, oh, let's go down a shelf. This is a hedgehog because if you are a Moa, you'll know that one of the members, Subin, had a hedgehog named Odie. So I saw this little guy and I just had to have him because it reminded me of Odie. These are more fantasy. This is kind of a mix of young adult and adult fantasy. Let me move this little guy for a second. I have not read any of these yet, sadly, but I'm really looking forward to. Oh, this is a Goldsboro edition that's absolutely stunning. It's like a cityscape on it. Am I showing that the right way? There we go. Oh, it's a heavy book. I think the only book I've read on the shelf is How the Fox Runs. And this was a fun book. I really liked it. I think it's an indie author. I don't usually read a lot of indie. I don't know why. I think it's because I usually pick up a lot of books from the bookstore, and it just depends if whatever they have in stock. But I really liked this book. And yeah, I think this is the only book I've read on this shelf. And then I'm not going to go through the shelf because this is just, again, my TXT shelf mostly. I've got some like language books, like some local bookstore signings that I went to. I did get to go to VIP for a couple concerts. I love TXT. You should check out their music if you're at all into K-pop, or even if you're not. But let's move on. This is the next shelf. These are two very small novels by Emily Tesh. She was an author that was featured in Illumicrate, I think for like a sci-fi novel. But these are fantasy. They're very small, but they're so good. I highly recommend them. It's Silver in the Wood and I think Drowned Country. Yeah. It's a very short series, obviously, but really good. I loved it. I have not read any of these yet. I want to so badly. Going down a shelf. This is the Daughter of the Forest trilogy by Juliette Merlier. I've heard amazing things about this series for a long time, so I think these are like new paperbacks that came out. These are not the original covers, but I do really like them. So, you know, sometimes it's hit or miss whether you like a cover change or not, but I like these. The kind of famous Will of the Many. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting this book to blow up as much as it did, but it's an adult fantasy I think they might be changing the covers on these. I'm not sure. It's by James Islington. I'm very excited to get to it. One of the people I watch here, Reagan from Peruse Project, she really liked this book, so I trust her. The Unwilling, really excited for actually all of these books. Scared. I think out of all of Rebecca Ross's books, this adult fantasy duology is the one I'm looking forward to the most. It just sounds the most up my alley, so. Again, I have not read actually any of these books yet, but I am reading The Familiar right now by Leigh Bardugo. I'm just reading a different copy. Really loving this so far. I'm actually near the end, and I think it's going to be my favorite Leigh Bardugo book aside from Six of Crows. I think it's my guess at this point. To go down a shelf. Oh my gosh, such a great shelf. So this is sort of like a black bookshelf. Really pretty. I'm so excited for these books. The Curse of Saints and The Curse of Sins. These are the is it Illumicrate or Fairy Loot? These are like book box editions. And they're so pretty. The original covers are actually really pretty too. It's just like got this wolf on there, and I think this one has like a crow or something. And actually, I take it back. I think these are the Goldsboro editions. I think the book box editions are upstairs. Ninth House and Hellbent. I have read these. Absolutely love this duology. Well, it's not duology, there's going to be more, but I think it's going to be a trilogy, if I'm not mistaken. So good. I really liked Ninth House. I loved Hellbent. I think Hellbent is kind of a, either you really liked it or you didn't like it as much, but I was such a fan. I loved it. This is the special editions of the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb. I have not read these yet, but I really want to. These are Peruse Project's Reagan, her like favorite series of all time, and I kind of already know I'm gonna love it. Like, I just know. Foundry Side by Robert Jackson Bennett. I really want to read these. Empire in Black and Gold. I think this is the first book, and it's like a special edition, and I forgot to order the rest of them, so we'll see if I get to the rest of the series. I'll read the first book and see if I like it. Ordinary Monsters. This is the first book to that other book that was Out of Place. And these are just some more fantasy books. We've got some Mark Lawrence books. Trilogy right here, and then a Garth Nix book. That's that shelf. Going down another one. This is the Blood Air trilogy by Emily Winslow. I have the Goldsboro editions here that have red sprayed pages, and then these are the Illumicrate editions. I love these pages, so pretty. This is her next series, Song of Silver, Flame and Night. Oh, Song of Silver, Flame of Night. Flame like Night. I cannot get that title right. But yeah, this is the book box edition, and then these are just, I think, the Waterstones editions. I have read the Blood Air trilogy. Really liked it. A solid fantasy for young adult. I have not read any of these yet. I've heard really good things. And then these over here are my Pride and Joy. These are the Subterranean Press editions of The Poppy War and Babel by R.F. Kuang. They're really pretty. I think I've showed them in a video before, so I won't get them out because they're kind of heavy, but really pretty. And then on this shelf, I have another little flower vase right here. These are some more books. I will say these are my latest shelves, so that's why I have not read as much from them. This is The North Wind. I'm actually really looking forward to this book. This is the Goldsboro edition. And I pre-ordered the sequel to this. I think it's called like The East something, I can't remember. I have read The Court of Miracles. This was such a good book. It's been on my shelf for, I think, literal years at this point. And it's like a French, like, semi-retelling of Les Mis, but not really. But it's the first in a series, and it's been forever since this book came out. And I think the sequel is coming out in 2025. So I'm really excited. I read this book hoping I wouldn't like it, so I would be able to like get rid of a couple editions, but turns out I really did like it, so I have not been able to part with it yet. I think I have the Goldsboro, the Waterstones, and the Illumicrate edition. I have not read any of these books. Again, really looking forward to all of them. I have read Tress of the Emerald Sea and Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. I liked Tress of the Emerald Sea. I loved Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. This is probably my favorite book from Brandon Sanderson. I read the first Mistborn book and I liked it, but I didn't love it enough to continue. I really liked this book. And then we have his like sci-fi books. I think these are young adult. I have not read them yet, but I'm always trying to read more sci-fi, so. And then right here we have a little set of TXT photo cards. They're Subin, so I just haven't put them in my binder yet. And then on the far end, I can't reach them, but those are the Illumicrate editions of Priory of the Orange Tree and the prequel in that series. So, and the final shelf, this is sort of a mishmash of stuff. It gets kind of messy down here. These are just some fantasy, mostly young adult fantasy books that I mostly have not gotten to yet. I read The Hurricane Wars and I liked it okay. I didn't love it. I have not read any of Carrie Maniscalco's new books. I read her an original young adult series, it's, Stalking Jack the Ripper, but I have not read any of her recent books. And then I just have a signed copy of Kingdom of Ash that I got back when it first came out from Barnes & Noble. And then over there, two of my favorite classics of all time. We've got Jane Eyre and A Tale of Two Cities. And then at the end, those are just some like kind of illustrated, I think essays mostly. We've got Walden, Emerson, and then some Norse mythology and Grimm's fairy tales. And that is my bookshelves down here. I would say out of all my bookshelves, I think I like the way these look the most, just because they're sort of the most cohesive. They're mostly hardcovers. Yeah, so hopefully you found that relaxing. I tried to do a lot of tapping, but I might have gotten a little caught up in talking. Thank you for watching, and if you've read any of these books, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And I hope you have a good day. Thanks.